Bwomp. Oh my god. Everybody. They're calling it the best stream of all time. Guys. We're here.
Guys.
Allie, say hi to everybody, would you?
Hi, everybody.
Look at this guy. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We are truly in the... I gotta move chat over. Chat goes here. Chat goes here. Yes, sir. I know that's right. Yeah, no, so we're gonna be reading some fiction today. We're gonna be reading some fiction today. And let the record reflect that I've been made aware of this art, I guess you could call it, like on a technicality, I suppose it is art. I was made aware of this from Mila. Mila and I and Delia listened to the first couple chapters of this, and it was really, really incredible. And Al has seen how much of this have you seen, Al?
Very little. Couple lines.
He's seen some stuff, but I didn't even know where it was going. I've got kind of the broad strokes. We're gonna try and read probably up until chapter 7 or so, because that is a good little stopping point, and it's whenever the plot. I mean, it really thickens. You guys aren't gonna. I mean, you guys might believe it. I don't know. So we're gonna get into it as quick as we can. Thank you everybody for joining us. This is gonna be so much fun. We have some little scuffed animation, little. It's more of a puppet show really more than anything. And I'm gonna be doing narration, a couple of voices. Alistair's gonna be doing a lot of the voices, and it should be a lot of fun. Alistair, is there anything you want to say to everybody before we begin our performance?
Nah.
Man, oh man. Okay, well, you know what? No, I'm like the president or whatever, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right, buddy. Let's get. Oh, hold up. Yes, I've been trying to. No, stop that. Yes, this is
Hey,
perfect.
actually, share your OBS with me so I can, instead of this.
Okay, hold up. Let me go to. 1 second. This is peeing me the F off. I need YouTube control panel to go there. I need this to be here. Okay, hold up. Let me do that real quick. Okay. Okay. Did I do it? Did I break anything?
No.
All right. All right. All right. Okay. Well, guys, let's jump right into it then, shall we? You go. Stop it. Oh my word. That's perfect. Okay. All right. Let me remove Toneth. Let me remove the blinds. All right, everybody. And here we begin. Sonic High School. Sonic High School. Chapter 1. Sonic's Journal. Sonic woke up. Hold up. Sonic woke up and looked at the clock. 7 o'clock, it said, and Sonic screamed.
Like for school. I have to get to school now.
Said Sonic, jumping out of bed. Sonic put his clothes on really fast and ran out of his room because he is fast.
No time for breakfast, said Sonic as he ran past Sonic's mom.
You will regret this, said Sonic's mom, leering at him from the kitchen stove, wearing aprons and oven mitts on her hands. Sonic did not care. He was late. Sonic ran outside and ran to the bus stop where people were getting on the bus.
Tails, Knuckles, wait for me,
said Sonic as he ran toward the bus. This is him running toward the bus.
Oh, mine's yellow, but hey, Knuckles, it's Sonic. Oh wait. Oh wait. That was
Hey,
you.
Knuckles, it's Sonic, said Tails to Knuckles at the bus stop.
He is late,
said Knuckles to Tails before getting on the bus. Sonic ran so fast to the bus, and he got on the bus after Tails.
just in time,
said Sonic, huffing and puffing like he was doing the Cupid Shuffle for the first time. Sonic sat down next to Tails, and Knuckles sat behind them, taking up both seats.
I'm so bad,
said Knuckles, laughing because he sat where two people could sit. Knuckles did this every day, and no one bothered him, but they all knew it was against the rules of both man and God. The bus started and drove at the school and parked, and they got out. We are at schools now, said Tails. It is time to go to class. Sonic was also at school, so he went to his first class of the day, English class. Sonic did not like English very much, but he did not like any class very much that was not about running and going fast, which is what Sonic does best. Sonic got to his class and sat down in his seat.
It is journal day,
said Sonic's English teacher, Miss Lesson. Miss Lesson was tall and white and had gray hair, and she was not pretty.
Take out your journals and put them in a pile, and I will read one of your entries to the class.
Sonic took out his blue journal and ran to the front quickly and put his journal on her desk and ran back to his desk, all with his head down and not talking or looking at anyone. Sonic was so fast that he hit it first, or he did it first. Everyone else did it afterwards and slower. Miss Lesson grabbed the journal from the pile, and Sonic knew it was his because it looked just like Sonic's journal. Sonic knew this because he had written in it so many times it was crazy. Miss Lesson opened to a totally random page, and it was the worst page she could pick. She began to read.
Dear Journal, I called the doctor today about a problem. I have a problem with my balls. They are itchy, and it is difficult to sit still with them because they are so itchy. I have to back up against those stucco surfaces and rub up and down on them to relieve the itchiness. No creams have worked. Creams only make my ball sweat smell like the breath of a thoroughbred, and I think Amy, my girlfriend, noticed. I hope my doctor calls. Love, Sonic. Oh no, stop reading!
Said Sonic, but he reacted too late because it was already read, all of it. Everyone in the class laughed, and Sonic felt like an idiot asshole because now everyone knows all about his ball problems. Sonic felt his rage build up inside him like a pool of lava in a volcano.
Stop! Tell anyone!
You clipped your mic so bad. All he heard was stop!
Oh, let me redo it. Sorry.
So
Stop laughing at me! Don't tell anyone!
Shouted Sonic, but everyone was laughing so loud that they did not hear him, and Sonic was just so embarrassed and mad and sad, but more embarrassed, so he ran out of the class fast. Sonic ran to his locker and opened it and screamed into it.
This sucks! And curse words too.
What is the problem? Said Tails. Are you mad? Said Tails. Sonic was mad, so he nodded. You should tell everyone that it's okay to have problems with your balls, and that they probably have problems that they do not want everyone to know about too, so stop laughing at me. Sonic thought Tails was right because Tails was smart. Knuckles was there too, so he said,
Sonic, what's in this? I heard about you having a problem with your penis and balls.
Sonic was so mad again, so he punched Knuckles and ran away quick. Where Sonic ran to was his next class. Hold up, I lost my place. Where Sonic ran to was his next class. It was now second period, so it was okay. And that class was history class. Sonic did not care about history class.
Hey, Amy!
Said Sonic.
Check me out!
And Sonic did a dance move. Wow, cool, let's kiss, said Amy. And Sonic kissed right there in the class, and some of the other people in the class watched, but the teacher wasn't there yet, so they didn't get in trouble. And who's gonna tell Sonic he can't kiss his girlfriend in class? Amy kissed Sonic so hard that he was thinking,
Let's have sex.
but he didn't say it because the teacher would show up by the time they started to have sex in history class. Sonic kissed back really hard, and it was sexy to everyone. The teacher arrived and they did class, but Sonic just looked at Amy the whole time, who was sitting next to Rouge. Amy and Rouge talked, and they looked at Sonic sometimes and laughed, and Sonic thought Amy was telling her about how awesome Sonic kissed her, but it was not. Rouge was telling Amy about Sonic's gay ball problems, and Amy was Sonic's girlfriend, but she thought it was just the funniest thing ever. Class ended, and Sonic went to Amy quick and did not stop on the way.
Hey, Amy, why do you go telling Rouge about how hard we kiss?
Smiley face. Said Sonic.
Smiley face.
Said Sonic with a smile on his face that meant that he did not care that Amy did this, and he really wanted her to because it made him look cooler. Actually, Rouge was telling me about the problems with your balls and penis and butthole that everyone found out about in your English class. Wow, was Sonic surprised. He did not know what to say. The end of chapter 1.
I just gotta talk about this real quick. How did it go from his balls to his penis and balls to then being his
It's
penis, balls, and butthole?
it's not only
It gradually became. I mean, I guess that's kind of how it works, huh? It gets exaggerated, but it started out with just the balls.
not only he was my balls are itchy, and it was your balls and penis and butthole. And as Knuckles said, his what was he say?
Gay
His
ball
his
problems.
gay ball problems. Does that mean that his balls are gay or the problems with his balls are? Either way, it's very, very cool. So yeah,
That, that's
no.
that's all I really had for that chapter. I don't have anything to
Wait,
say.
never. No, I'm actually wrong. Knuckles didn't call his gay ball problems. The narrator says that Rouge was telling Amy about Sonic's gay ball problems, but it's not. It doesn't say that Rouge said that his ball problems were gay. The narrator himself is saying that he has gay ball problems. It really is a Chekhov's ball. It's balls cream, man. If you mention balls in the first act, they have to go off in the third. This is really incredible. So yeah, that's the end of chapter 1, guys. Do we let you gonna roll into chapter 2, my friend? Well, we should probably
Yeah.
see what's going on in chat. That is Rose Chew, yes sir. I know you know about Amy Rose Chew, yes sir. I know that's right. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. I'm
Dude,
glad to know she was not pretty.
imagine how stupid Sonic felt when he said, "Why are you telling everyone about how hard we kiss?" And Amy's like, "Actually, I was talking about gay balls."
and he was and he was like, man, I'll be so fucking stoked if he's telling Rouge about how good of a kisser I am. I'm gonna be so cool. God damn. Oh, I also, you guys aren't reading the actual script. I cannot I cannot exaggerate how many if there's spelling error, if we're saying shit wrong, we are not saying it wrong. We are reading what was written for us. Many
It
words are
the part that I
capitalized
read,
randomly.
the part that I read that was actually yours just looked so off. Like reading it really threw me off. And so that's why I read it on top of you taking your time to switch the scenes. I was like, "Oh, I guess this is mine." And
I was
then
trying to make Sonic and Rose Chew kiss, but I was having to read while I was
yeah.
like dragging them around. It was horrific, man.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, well, you know what? Let's keep on right on.
I'm ready.
Let's switch back to the important graphics we have here. Chapter 2, The Prom. The rest of the day for Sonic, his mom wasn't supposed to be here yet. The rest of the day for Sonic was awful. So bad it was that Sonic went so bad it was that Sonic went home and went right to the bathroom and took a big poop. It was a mad poop because it went out fast. It shooted out of his butthole so fast that it was like a gun shooting. His poop stunk so much that even the neighbors could smell it, and they all had a meeting at night about what to do about it, and they decided that they would just put fans on outside, and if it started to smell again, they would do something else. So, Sonic pooped and went up to his room and shouted into his pillow, Sorry.
I hate everything.
Sonic shouted loud, and he heard a knock at his door. What is wrong, Sonic? Asked Sonic's mom.
Nothing, said Sonic.
Said Sonic.
That's not a slip up, by the way, chat. That is how it's written. Sonic is narrating himself and then gets narrated again by the narrator. That's crazy. Oh my
god. Oh, okay. Okay, just keep it down because I'm trying to watch the TV, said Sonic's mom to Sonic and left without saying anything else. Sonic was in his room still, so he looked out to the window and saw Tails flying there with his flying tails. Sonic, are you okay? Asked Tails. I was worried about you, Sonic. Sonic was less mad because Tails was always nice and smart and didn't care that Sonic left his. And didn't care. Hold up. Sonic was less mad because Tails was always nice and smart and didn't care that Sonic left his porns around his room so he could think about kissing and doing sex on Amy when he wasn't with Amy. Please be happy, said Tails. Are you there? Sonic went to the window and opened the window. Sonic grabbed Tails and put him on the bed because Sonic is strong too,
This day was the worst.
said Sonic.
Everyone thinks I am a gay loser, all because I gave them my journal.
Sonic cried a little, and Tails put his hand under his face to catch his tears. Tears can stain a carpet. Tails. Tails hugged Sonic and said, I'm always here for you. The prom is tonight also,
Wow, I forgot.
said Sonic. Sonic ran to his closet fast and pulled out his prom uniform. It's a tuxedo. And put it on faster,
Is our limo here yet, Tails?
said Sonic while looking at Tails. Yes, said Tails right back.
Let's go.
And Sonic went outside with Tails, who was also in prom clothing, and they went outside and got in the limo. The limo is broken,
Said the limo driver who looked like a person but darker colored.
Sonic and Tails got out of the limo and asked the limo driver if they could fix it. Nope, the limo is broken eternally, said the limo driver. So Sonic grabbed Tails' hand and said,
Let's go.
and ran all the way to the prom, which was on an island called Ghost Island. This place is scary, said Tails. Ghost Island was really scary. It was shaped like a skull and everything looked like it was dead. Sonic looked at Tails.
Yeah, it is, said Sonic.
Why would the put the prom on this Why would the put the prom on this island, said Tails. I don't see anyone else from school here. Tails and Sonic were both worried about it all. Sonic and Tails walked forward and there was a haunted house. Sonic and Tails went into the haunted house and it was spooky. Sonic Oh my god. Wait, oh, spoiler, fuck. Sonic wait. Sonic saw a ghost and Tails saw a mummy. There was a man laughing.
Ha ha ha! Sonic and Tails, now you both are here and fallen right into my trap.
Said the man laughing. The man looked like a fat, immature gay. It was Eggman.
Eggman, why are you here?
Asked Sonic and shouted at Eggman.
Are you here for the Chaos Emeralds?
Sonic shook his fist at Eggman and Tails. Sonic shook his fist at Eggman and Tails ran at him. But what an idiot he was because a cage fell down on... A cage fell down from the top of the sky and trapped Tails.
You are doomed now.
Said Eggman.
Welcome to a graveyard of you.
Sonic was shocked, but did not run forward because he did not want to get caught too. But what if Eggman did not have another cage? Sonic did not know, so he went to the side into a different room. This room was smaller and had carpets and wallpaper. It was still scary, though. Sonic said,
I need to find a way out to save Tails.
and he walked into a door that was on the next wall.
Next thing.
Said Sonic, and he came out of the room into the same room he was in.
This is a haunted house, so you always come back to the same place.
Said Sonic, thinking a famous saying he saw once on the wall of a Walgreens where it was written. Eggman laughed and pointed at Sonic.
I kissed Amy, and now you can never date her again because I'm going to do sex to her tonight. No, this cannot be real.
Said Sonic. Sonic knew that he had to do something, but what? Boom, 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 boom. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
So, chat, I can't say anything too crazy here, but I would like you to pay attention to the wording where he said, I am going to do sex to her tonight. It is menacing.
There's so much. This is like there's a lot to unpack here about the author's intentions. The man looked like a fat immature gay is crazy. That's the thing that he said. The cage fell from the sky. They went into the haunted house, and in the Sonic universe, mummies and ghosts exist canonically, and they saw them in the haunted house.
The limo is broken eternally.
That's one of my favorite details.
It'll never be fixed.
It's not
forever broken.
Internally. It's eternally. It's eternally broken for all of eternity. Yeah, there's also the description of the limo driver, which I will repeat. Said the limo driver who looked like a person but darker colored. He looked
also,
like a person but darker colored, which people aren't.
The famous saying written on a wall of a Walgreens is insane.
Also, what is he? The saying he's thinking of is the saying, quote, "This is a haunted house, so you always come back to the same place."
That's what Walgreens is known for.
What does that mean? What does that sentence mean? It means nothing. Looked like a person, but darker colored. Yeah, man.
Could have been a person, but I don't know. They were darker colored.
In his mind, they don't have darker colored persons. He's like, you look like a person, but you're a different color than one I've ever seen before. It's like Sasha from AOT. Real AOT heads. Remember when AOT she's her first black, or Sasha and AOT sees her first black person, and she's like, wait a second. You're darker.
Oh.
And he's like, yeah, they make black people over here, girl. Remember when that happened?
Yeah, I do actually. It's been a while.
And also, why? So if you're the author and you're trying to reference, did he think to himself, like, where would you see a famous saying written at? And thought, like, oh, my mom goes to Walgreens. That's where adults are at. They probably have stuff on the walls there. Like, has he been to a Walgreens ever?
The Holy Scroll on the side of the Walgreens.
Okay. All right, we can we can move on to the next chapter. I'm really glad that read between the lines. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. If it came Balcath makes a great point. If it came from the top of the sky, they would have time to escape. He's really true on that one, man. Okay. All right. Let's get on with it on chapter 3. You ready, buddy?
Oh, I'm ready.
The next panel is going to shock and amaze you. Chapter 3, the two most important people. Sonic ran the fastest right to Dr. Eggman, right through his traps, and jumped at the floating platform that Eggman was standing on.
Coming for you,
said Sonic, and he jumped up, right to the platform and got so close but fell because it was just too high to reach even for Sonic. Sonic said,
damn,
and ran up the staircase that was in the middle of a big room that were under Eggman. Sonic ran to the top, and at the top he jumped again from a higher spot, and this time reached the platform because it was easier to get to.
Now you are mine,
shouted Sonic right to Eggman in his ear.
I am not going to fall this easily,
said Eggman, who then grabbed a crystal remote control from out his pocket and pressed a button on it that made a dome of lasers around Eggman.
Get out of here!
Yelled Eggman.
I am Eggman, and I will have my way with the treasures of this island,
said Eggman. Eggman flew up higher on his platform, and Sonic had already fell from the lasers that were on the floating platform, so Sonic didn't get to go to. Eggman disappeared into a purple and black portal at the top of the ceiling. The ceiling, S-E-A-L-I-N-G, the ceiling. And Sonic was left at the bottom of the room on the middle of the stairs.
Amy still has to be here somewhere, and I need to get Tails out of that locked cage,
said Sonic, thinking about what he should do next. Sonic ran up the stairs really fast and down the hallway at the top of the stairs on the second floor. Sonic picked a door and ran into the door. The room Sonic ran into had a big picture of an old man on it, and he looked just so old that it was like seeing a skeleton right there. Sonic said,
man probably died ages ago and left all his money from being in Rayla's state to his sons who build this place.
Sonic thought this was not the right room to be in, so he left and went into the next room. This was the right room to be in. Sonic knew immediately. There was a big red bed, and Amy was tied with rope around her feet and hands, and there was another rope around her head with a lock in her mouth so she couldn't open it or say anything at all. Sonic ran right to the bed without doing anything before doing that and untied Amy with his sonic speed. Hold up, she's untied now? I'm so glad you were here, said Amy. This prom is not turning out like I hoped it would when I bought this dress. Amy was wearing a pretty red dress that was like what she normally wears, but longer, and there were 2 flowers on the 2 shoulders. Amy's dress also made her boobs look bigger, Sonic noticed. Sonic thought for just a moment that this was the perfect moment to get her to give sex to him, but he did not do it because Tails still needed help.
Where is the key to open Tails' cage?
Said Sonic to Amy.
We need to open Tails' cage. He can't get out of the cage.
Oh, can you read that last line for me?
Which one? We need to open Tails' cage. He can't get out. Oh, he can't get out the cage.
He can't get out the cage. I saw Eggman putting a key in a safe behind the picture in the room you were just in, said Amy. Let's go get it. Amy and Sonic ran to the next room, and Sonic got there first. He is the faster one in the relationship. Sonic punched his big strong hand right through the painting like a bodybuilder and found the safe behind the painting.
This safe needs a password,
said Sonic.
What could it be?
Sonic thought long and hard about everything he knew about Eggman. Sonic knew Eggman was a gay asshole who always ruined Sonic's plans to be the hero. And now he ruined Sonic's prom. Sonic tapped on his brain and thought harder. Maybe the password is his name, said Amy. It was not, and Sonic knew it before Sonic put it into the safe lock.
I love her for her body,
thought Sonic. Sonic thought harder and had an idea.
What if the password is... do I spell that out?
You can spell it.
S-A, this is all capitalized, S-A-O-H-C space S-D-L-A-R-E-M-E.
Finally shouted Sonic at Amy next to him. Amy, who was there, said, "What does that mean?" Amy, Sonic's girlfriend, was confused.
It is Chaos Emeralds backwards. What he really wants, but messed up so we would not guess it.
Screamed Sonic, so happy. Sonic typed the password into the safe, and would you know it, it popped open, and there was this big key. So Sonic took it. Sonic ran down the stairs, and then Amy and Sonic opened Tails' cage. Woo! Opened Tails' cage, and Tails got out. I'm so glad to be safe one again. Thanks to you, Sonic, the day is saved. Tails was smiling bigger than a crocodile having a silly dream, but Sonic was not. What is it, Sonic? What is wrong, Sonic? Everything is right. Wait.
You got it.
What is wrong, comma, Sonic, comma, everything is right now, said Sonic.
No, it isn't.
Said Sonic, so mad and sad.
Eggman got away without a real punishment for what he did.
Sonic shook his face at the sky, thinking about how Eggman slipped away like a slippery balloon that Sonic let go of. But we are all safe, Amy said. That is what really matters. Sonic figured right then that Amy's superpower must be being nice, because like he knew before, it wasn't being smart, which Tails was best, and Sonic is also good at it too. Sonic did not even think about how his day at school was bad anymore, because his balls did not really even itch anymore. Sonic laughed, Tails laughed, Amy laughed, no commas, and they went home ready for the next day of school. Wow, dude. Wow.
I love her for her body.
I love her for her body, he said. Sonic the misogynist. Sonic, you can't. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He's
To be
problematic.
fair, what she said was pretty fucking dumb. Who would make the password their own name?
It was stupid. I also really enjoy how later Sonic reiterates to us that she's dumb again. He says her superpower is being nice because she sure as shit ain't smart. Like, bro, what the hell, Sonic? You already told us that she was dumb, and now you're telling us again?
Also, how the fuck did he guess Chaos Emerald backwards?
He also didn't describe it as being backwards. He described it as being messed up. It's all messed up. Dude.
I like that when we're reading this, by the way, that sometimes the sentences actually make sense, and then you get confused by it actually making sense, and you're like, I'm sorry, my brain fucked it up and made this worse because I'm used to it being bad.
But then sometimes I read the sentence, what is wrong, comma, Sonic, comma, everything is right now, said Sonic. And then it starts again with Sonic speaking. I think that's supposed to be said Tails, but I don't know what that means. And also, what is, like, I'm glad, like, okay, okay, so, like, obviously, this isn't the best thing ever written, but he does make attempts to use language. He does say Tails was smiling bigger than a crocodile having a silly dream, which I don't know what that means, but he is using a simile. He's effectively trying to use a simile. I don't know what that means, though. A crocodile having a silly dream?
Man, you're pinker than a pig having a... I don't know.
Also, Sonic is kind of... I think Sonic might have an issue with sex. Because he finds his girlfriend, which we're reminded of, by the way. Do you remember that when they reminded us that Amy was his girlfriend? Midway through the sentence, it said Amy.
I remember. How could I forget?
I mean,
how could I forget?
He finds her tied up and is immediately thinking, like, I should give sex to her. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Sonic has some intimacy issues, perhaps. He might even be a womanizer, some might say.
Womanizer? Probably not. Not with those gay balls of his.
He does have gay balls. He has gay balls that have problems too.
Fucking gay balls and gay ass fucking Eggman and shit, dude. Fucking gay everything.
Also, Balkit said, "How would anyone guess that, Lamau?" I'm imagining like this whole situation being live streamed out, and Amy says her thing, and everyone in chat's like, "Lol, dumb Amy, stupid, stupid," just minus twoing her to hell. Oh my word. Okay, now guys, listen. Also, there was a conclusion. There was an arc. Sonic had gay, sweaty, itchy balls, and at the end of it, he overcame his problem.
No, he didn't. Did he?
Yeah. It says right here, Sonic did not even think about how his day at school was bad anymore because his balls did not really even itch anymore.
So,
Huh?
or was that temporary, or is that just like they stopped itching? Okay, like what's the? Do we get more lore on that down the road?
I mean, maybe the ball arc won't be over. Loaf points out something good. Eggman says he's gonna give Amy sex, and Sonic proceeds to call him gay. I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend, and you can never date her ever again. And he's like, "You're fucking gay, Eggman.
That gay asshole.
You gay asshole. You immature gay asshole. Damn, dude. All right,
And
now,
then,
oh word,
dude, his poor girlfriend. She's like, Eggman's about to do sex to her, and then Sonic comes in. He's like, I should do sex.
I
to
should
her.
do sex to you. This is the perfect time.
God, you're gonna love this.
You're gonna fucking love this, babe. Okay. Let's go on to chapter 4 because it gets even better. It gets really great. Thank you guys for enjoying this. I hope you guys are having as much fun reading this as we are. You're gay, Eggman. You tell him. Chapter 4. You're getting a date. Sonic did like in the first chapter and went to school again. So true. Now it's lunchtime and Sonic was in the lunchroom. Sonic was telling all the people at his table who were Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, Espio, and Charmy Bee about what did happen yesterday, but Tails already knew, so he was nodding his head like a good friend.
You should have seen it,
said Sonic.
I was in the haunted house and I shot Eggman, but I let him get away before I could have killed him.
Sonic laughed and Tails laughed at the same time. Knuckles said,
You should stop doing these cool adventures because high school is more important.
Said Knuckles, and Sonic knew he was right because it's called Sonic High School and it should be more about the high school part. So Sonic asked them all what they're THEIR up to. Well, I'm entering the science competition, said Tails. To win the science competition, I have to come up with the best invention, and my invention is this invisibility hat. It makes you invisible, but I can't do it right now because I have to make sure it works perfect for the science competition. Tails was so smart that Sonic knew he would win the science competition because Tails is like Einstein. He's trying
Einstein.
He's trying to spell Einstein.
Yeah. Nerd! Oh wait, hold on.
Nerd!
Shout Knuckles right into Tails' ear. What a bad guy.
I'm just hanging out and not going to class because I want to cause trouble,
said Knuckles. Knuckles was so bad that he would cause trouble. Sonic thought Knuckles was a fuck. Shadow was next, and he was badder than Knuckles, but in a different way.
I'm not going to be around much longer,
said Knuckles. He always did. At the end of what he was saying because it was mysterious. Where are you going? Said Tails because he was curious.
I'm going to kill my parents,
said Shadow.
Oh wait, that's Shadow.
Here, do a Shadow voice.
Wait, hold on. Knuckles was the one that said he wasn't going to be around much longer. Now it's Shadow leaving? Okay, I need to come up with a Shadow voice. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I'm going to kill my parents.
Your Shadow voice is Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
That's your Shadow voice? Okay. All right. All right. I'm here for it. Said Shadow. See, this is how Shadow is worse than Knuckles. He did serious bad things. At least at the end of the day, Knuckles could sleep. Shadow was too dark for that.
I'm going to. No, hold on. I got to come up with a voice for this guy now. I'm going to try out for the football team.
Said SPO. SPO is athletic like Sonic, but not as fast. But he had a horn on his nose. That was good for attacking people in front of him, so Sonic thought he'd be good at football.
I am going to try out for the play.
Said Charmy B. Charmy B was loud and singing always.
You're an annoying fag, so you should do great.
Said Knuckles.
Do not hurt my feelings.
Said Charmy. Charmy was used to being hectored, so he was able to remove himself from his potent fury.
What voice? Oh,
Did you see Rose just now?
Said SPO.
She is looking so hot in her tiny bra.
SPO obviously wanted to kiss her deep.
You should ask her out.
Said Sonic.
But the prom was yesterday.
Said SPO.
Well, that is okay. You can date anytime.
Said Sonic.
Oh.
Said SPO.
Well, I'm going to kiss her and sex her tonight.
SVO was like a little boy looking at his mom's boob for the first time. Sonic and Tails together were both looking at each other, and they wanted to help SVO.
We have to say this at the... hold... What are you doing? What are you doing?
We'll do it together on 3.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. We're gonna help you get a date, said Sonic and Tails at the same time simultaneously. And we're...
Okay,
And,
you didn't give me time.
And
we're gonna do it right
now, said Sonic and Tails. Sonic and Tails both got up and grabbed one of Espio's arms and dragged him across the room. Close parenthesis. Sonic did most of the dragging because he is stronger, close parenthesis, and put him right at Rouge.
What is this about?
Said Rouge with a questioning sound. She blinked her eyelids quickly like a race car.
What do you want? Why are you here?
Espio looked right into her eyes with a passion like 100 barking dogs and said,
Rouge, will you go out with me?
Espio was sweating and there were drops of sweat dropping of his hands in front of her.
I don't know.
Said Rouge and looked at Espio. Rouge gave him a sexy look that made Espio feel in love. Please do it, said Sonic and Tails together at the same time.
Okay, we can go on a date tonight.
Said Rouge. Sonic and Tails and Espio were stoked and high-fived right there. By the time this night ended, one of them would have done their first sex.
Now here's the hard part,
said Espio.
How do I put sex in her without getting in trouble?
Sonic and Tails looked at each other and thought,
Uh-oh.
And Espio walked out while holding on to Rouge's boobies because they are now boyfriend and girlfriend and it's allowed to do it. We're going to put Espio on top of Rouge and they can walk out grabbing the boobies together.
No, Leo, you got it all wrong. That wasn't the MJ voice. That was a Southern Belle.
Wow.
I made Espio a hillbilly and I made Rouge a Southern Belle.
Wow.
Shadow's the MJ, Sonic's the I don't even know what my voice, I guess, but gayer, I don't know.
The voices are amazing.
Knuckles is the Pee Wee Herman.
Kermit the Hedgehog, she's never giving shadow to you. Oh my! Shout Knuckles right in the tails of the ear. The voices are amazing. The voices are great, and I'm really excited that you've decided that that is SBO's voice because he does a lot of talking soon. He does a lot of talking, and
I
that voice.
didn't know what to do for Rouge, so I just ended up doing another Southern one. So let's see how that goes. Oh, so I saw Delia getting real cranky about Shadow's voice.
Dude,
I know that.
that is biblically accurate shadow.
Yes. Loaf, this is Shadow now. This is his canon voice.
Also, yeah, no, Loaf, mentioning the race cards have eyelids. Yeah, what does that mean? We haven't even gotten into the writing on this chapter yet. Her eyes blinked quickly like a race car. Are they saying like it's no, please, no,
I am
I
so
want your
glad.
opinion.
Real quick, I am so glad I chose the Pee Wee Herman voice for Knuckles because I had to use a slur, and if I had said it in my normal voice, people would have realized how often I say it with how natural it would have come out. So I'm glad I did the Pee Wee Herman to really separate, fact and fiction.
Which is also really Knuckles' character is kind of inconsistent, if you ask me. Knuckles is hounding Sonic for not taking school seriously enough. And Knuckles is like, I'm not even gonna go to class because I'm too fucking cool. I'm gonna go cause trouble. So what is Knuckles' character doesn't make any sense.
I think Shadow just casually killing his parents.
Yeah, saying I'm going to kill my parents. And as the audience, we're supposed to be like, damn, he's bad. Way worse than Knuckles. Like, damn, you can be worse than Knuckles and also not kill your parents.
I also like that Espio, he may be dumb, but he did ask, how do I put sex in her without getting in trouble? And I appreciate
That's
that.
a good question. But I also have a question later. Whenever they say, what's the question? Where he says one of them will have done their first sex. It's not even on the table that Knuckle or that Sonic and Tails are gonna have sex. What do you mean one of them? It's going to.
Who's Tails even dating?
Never mind. No, I get it. They're saying they're not saying like one of them. They mean like one of their friend group will finally get laid. That's what he's saying. It's like one of our friends is finally gonna get some strange.
Yeah, I also like that. The moment she says that they can go on a date, he grabs her boobs.
And it's allowed because they're boyfriend and girlfriend now. And it's allowed to grab boobs when you're doing that.
Yeah.
Whenever you're dating, guys, don't forget. Sorry, I'm getting really close. I have to plug in something to my computer.
If he's confident enough to grab her boobs after asking her out on a date, you would think he'd be confident enough to be able to put sex in her.
He's gonna put sex in her. And honestly, that's like, can you imagine?
Jay, come on, Leo, no spoilers.
Leo, I love the MJ doo-doo I've showed you the doo-doo feces clip, right?
I don't know, maybe.
I went in the room and there was doo-doo feces all over, on the ceiling, on the walls.
Yes, I've seen that.
About how MJ got put into a bathroom and there was doo-doo feces all over the place.
Yeah.
I love that clip. That's an amazing clip.
I'm gonna have to make a note in my phone for all the voices I'm doing, so, that
so you can remember your incredible characters.
Yeah. Sonic, High School.
Although I will tell you what, they are very Sonic and Tails are good friends to SBO. SBO's like he says she looks so hot in her tiny bra. And it looked at her like a little boy looking at his mom's boob. Not plural, singular boob, looking at one boob for the first time. I think the author has some issues. Oh
yeah.
my God. Another thing I'm really that's really like incredible. Also, yeah, okay, wait. I wanted who mentioned the fourth wall thing? Because I think the author might be getting. I think there was some meta aspect that we aren't diving into deep enough here. Um, yeah. Balketh brought it up earlier when they're at the lunch table. He says, in the narration said Knuckles and Sonic knew he was right because it's called Sonic High School and it should be more about the high school part. So is that a meta quality? Is this in the universe? Is the school actually called Sonic High School? And Sonic is like, damn, it's named after me. I should be more in school. Or is the author breaking the fourth wall and saying to the
That
audience, I'm sorry that the first three chapters were about a haunted house and not about the high school?
No, I was gonna say earlier that was a pretty cool fourth wall break in that I thought, like he's pretty good at it. Like he'll be writing the next Deadpool.
It kind of did. I mean, it doesn't, because I think that there is some plausible deniability. I think that like it is possible that is like I think he might be using a light motif. I think that thing about the Sonic High School could be, he could be talking about the literal school being called Sonic High School and being like, damn, we need to focus more. But he's making an allusion to the text that he's writing. It's kind of like
Holy
it's kind of like
shit.
an Asteroid City. Whenever Scarlett Johansson tells or no, sorry, Margot Robbie tells Jason Schwartzman this story doesn't need to make sense, you just need to keep on telling it. I think it's similar to that.
Just so you're aware, this next chapter is an essay of Seth. I have like 5 lines, and one of them is like one fucking word.
But I'm not lying. I think my one of my favorite lines in this entire story is in this chapter, and you read it. It's it's
Oh hell yeah.
it's legitimately like, I think it actually holds some artistic merit. It's an incredible sentence that the author, listen, obviously this isn't good, but there are some kernels of actual brilliance that I love.
All right, well let's hit it, dude.
All right, atop the fourth wall. Man, we got based ass viewers, bro. We're getting Linkara mentioned. Let's go. All right. Chapter 5, preparations. It was the end of the day at school, and it was time that Sonic and Tails got back on the bus at the bus stop to board it all the way home from school. We are on the bus now, said Tails. No more classes. Tails was happy but sad because he is smart. Sonic and Tails sat down together, and Knuckles sat right in the middle of the aisle, which he usually did not do, but sometimes did when not everyone was on the bus. It looked like SBO and Rouge were not on the bus because they were too busy getting ready to go sex tonight now that they are boyfriend and girlfriend. Knuckles laid across the aisle even more stretched out than when he just sat across 2 seats because now the limits were the Alpha and the Omega,
How can we help Espio?
said Sonic to Tails. Tails responded, I don't know, and thought about it on the bus. The bus drove bumpy on the bumpful on the bumpful on the bumpful roads all the way home. And then they all got out at the bus stop that they normally got out in the bus drove bumpy on the bumpful roads all the way home, and then they all got out at the bus stop that they normally got in the bus at, just like always. Sonic ran out of the bus, and then Tails, and then Sonic, or then Knuckles, in that order. Time to go home, said Tails. We are almost there. And they walked the rest of the way to home. When they got home, it was dinner time, and Sonic was at a different home from Tails and Knuckles because they were all in different families, so they did not live together. And Sonic's mom made a dinner. Sonic's mom made Chinese food, and Sonic ate it And at the end, there was a fortune cookie. And Sonic broke it open and ate the cookie part and kept the paper that was inside that held a magical fortune on it. Sonic looked at the fortune and read it to himself inside his head.
The path to glory begins at the base of your friend's penis. Can I read that one again? I kind of gave out at the end there.
Can you please?
Yeah. The path to glory begins at the base of your friend's penis. Wow. That is... His mom made that fortune, by the way. This was homemade Chinese cooking.
Loaf makes a great point. It does say that Sonic's mom made Chinese food and made the fortune cookies and put that fortune in there.
Before I read that line, I was literally like, his mom made a fortune cookie too? That's unrealistic. And then I read that line and I'm like, wait. Are you telling me his mom wrote that fortune? Put it in the fortune cookie that she made it all.
Oh my God.
And it's like, this one's going to my son.
I don't like. Okay, so I didn't take a pause because, like, obviously this is an insane sentence, but it is an incredible sentence. The path to glory begins at the base of your friend's penis.
Oh, dude, that is poetic. And what I want to know is that, like, where did he make this as a joke? Did he write that sentence with the intention to make people laugh?
No.
There is no. Is this an ESL moment by chance?
No. Okay, I've thought that English was the author's second language, but someone that can craft that sentence has a strong mastery of the English language. You cannot make that sentence if you don't understand nuance in language.
Absolutely, Ludmilla. Yes, you can.
The path to glory begins at the base of your friend's penis.
Honestly, you should screenshot the fucking stream and post that as well.
That is... It genuinely is a beautiful sentence. That's amazing. That's amazing.
You editing that on a Simpsons fucking
on the Simpsons
thing
fortune
is really good. Yeah.
So literally, when I was putting these together, I've seen The Simpsons so many times that in my head I'm like, I know an exact still from The Simpsons where Homer looks at a fortune cookie. And so immediately I was like, okay, this is perfect. This is great. I bet the fortune was meant for his father, but Sonic grabbed it instead.
Why was it meant for his father though?
Because Sonic's mom is trying to cuck Sonic's father.
I was thinking it was meant for her, and she was gonna be like, "Oh, I guess I have to go suck a penis."
She has to get the glory at the base of her friend's
She's
penis.
like, "Sorry, Sonic's father, I gotta go do this. I hope you can understand."
The fucking fortune cookie said so.
And the father's just like, "I watched you make that. I watched you write that."
She's like, "Oh no!" She's just writing on tiny little fortune paper with the big magnifying glass to like craft it out.
Yeah, his fortune literally says like, "You have to watch your wife get glory from another man's penis."
He's like, I have to respect the Chinese. I mean, they're not wrong. They're honorable people. Okay. Let's get back on track here, man. Also, okay, wait, hold up. I need to reread some stuff so everyone can understand something that's about to happen. Sonic looked at the fortune and read it to himself inside of his head.
Mm-hmm.
The path to glory begins at the base of your friend's penis, said Sonic inside of his head, reading the fortune cookie paper and he knew it was a good sign for what was about to happen tonight when Espio and Rouge went to have sex. Then the phone ringed. Sonic ran to the phone and picked it up and said,
Hello.
into it. It was Tails. I have an idea, said Tails on the phone to Sonic, who was listening but not speaking. I can give Espio my invisibility hat, that for the science competition, and he can use it to do sex for Rouge. Sonic smiled so wide, like the king of fire finding out he burned down New York City with only his fire powers. Sonic and Tails went to Espio's house later, which was not too easy to walk to normally for most people, but Sonic is super fast, so he ran there and helped Tails get there too. Seeing as Tails is not as fast as Sonic, they knocked on the house and Espio came out of the door. Here is my invisibility hat that you can use with Rouge tonight to make sex in. It makes it impossible to see and impossible to hear you when you are wearing the hat, or when someone who is wearing the hat wants you to be. When someone who is wearing the hat wants to also be impossible to see and impossible to hear, screamed Tails, whose voice was a little hoarse from ordering food with the lunch lady whose hearing was lost in an earthquake in her childhood. What? Oh boy, I don't know. I'll reread that. I'll reread that. All that, and then he's screaming that. Scream Tails, whose voice was a little hoarse from ordering food with the lunch lady whose hearing was lost in an earthquake in her childhood. Tails had to say the things he wanted so loud, and she would still say, "What?" And Tails wondered why she even had ears if she wasn't gonna use them.
That's discrimination against the disabled. Holy shit.
What the fuck? Why is that a sentence, man? Espio grabbed the invisibility hat from Tails' hand and said,
Cool, thanks.
and kept going. So Sonic and Tails left and wished him luck from far away at their own home. Back at home, Sonic thought that it would be good that Espio would get sex into Rouge, so then he could explain it to Sonic, and Sonic would know how to find Amy's sex spots even better. Because otherwise, he'd have to read about it online, because all he knew about was kissing, which wasn't really sex, but it was probably kind of the same thing, and Sonic would just read about it online before talking about it anyway, and he would know what the right words for the things then. He would know what the right words for the things then. Sonic sat.
He would know the right word. There is no what.
He would know the right words for the things then. Sonic sat on his chair that was in front of his Sonic computer and opened up Sonic Instant Messenger. And opened up Sonic Instant Messenger and messaged Amy, who was doing the same thing but at her home, and said,
Hey, Amy, want to finally become true boyfriend and girlfriend by reaching sex this weekend?
Sonic waited for a long time at his computer, and it seemed like Amy was not there because she did not respond to anything. Sonic played games online and beat all the final bosses because he was like an alien sent to destroy records set by others. Then finally Amy responded. What Amy said was, "No way," in all caps. Sonic was so shocked, his brain must have felt like a total idiot.
Damn.
All right. That is chapter 6 or chapter 5, which might be my favorite chapter so far.
I would like to say that after reading past the glory begins at the penis, I think that it was definitely an error in language and not because he is a genius. Because here's the thing. He said he knew it was a good idea for what was about to happen tonight. Why would he get why would he I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe it's right. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's like, why does his glory begin at his friend's penis?
Is
Like, is his friend's penis, because they have sex, he's also going to get to have sex? Is that why the glory is at his friend's penis? Because it's like a domino effect. Once his friend has sex, he'll also get to have sex. Is that where the glory comes from?
well,
Where
it does say later that if he has sex, if SBO has sex, then he'll know how to find Amy's sex spots even better. So
and
maybe
that's how he'll
he's-
get the glory.
yes. The glory is finding Amy's
Okay.
sex spots, and by
I
SBO having sex. Yes.
I'm not fully convinced that this was a intentional, sentence, but I am going to believe for now. I want to believe. Also, I agree, Ludmilla. She probably is scared. If someone's like, dude, my balls have been itching all the time.
My balls
I
itch
wouldn't-
so badly that I could only get relief by rubbing them on stucco surfaces.
yeah.
I would not fuck that guy if his balls were so itchy that you had to rub them onto building materials to get relief. But his balls are fixed now. At the end of chapter 3, we found that out.
Dude, Loaf, you're so right. She doesn't have balls, so she has no need to worry.
So true. She's got some fucking big feet, dude. They probably stink really bad too.
Yeah, and when
Zach-
she wears certain dresses, her boobs look way bigger.
Also, Zach just showed up and he has no idea what is in for the next chapter. The next chapter is incredible. But I think that this is my favorite chapter so far. Also, can we talk about the tails thing in the hearing lady, in the lunch lady?
Yeah. Well, that was what's it called when you discriminate against ableist.
Ableist.
He's ableist. Yes.
I was shocked because I'm over here struggling through what Tails says, and then it ends with screamed Tails, who was, I don't know why he's screaming. Tails is, it said that he screams to the lunch lady because she lost her hearing in an earthquake, which I don't know what that means, but she lost her hearing in an earthquake. And so now he's just always screaming, I guess.
Shook her fucking eardrums out, and now she can't use her dumb fucking ears.
If you have ears, why don't you
Stupid
fucking
bitch.
use them,
Why can't you use
stupid?
them? Yeah. Fucking dumb bitch.
That was incredible. That was a really, really incredible part. I love that. I love that for them. All right.
Let's get into it.
This chapter doesn't even have a I agree, Mila. I agree. I definitely think the author hated his lunch lady.
Yeah.
Now, unless I
What?
messed up the formatting, I don't think that this chapter has any heading. I think it's just chapter 6.
No, it does.
Where is it?
Oh, okay. Well, I just read the Sonic High School chapter 6. Yeah, you're right. There's
Okay.
no like title for it.
Also, we did not get a lot of pictures for this one, and you'll understand very quickly why that is. All right, here we go. Sonic High School Chapter 6, Untitled Chapter. Espio walked into Rouge's house because it was time for their date together, and all Espio could think about was that they were about to make sex for the first time. Espio looked at the computer and read about what to do and what the right words were so he would know how it works and how to say it right so no one would make fun of him. It was Rouge's house he was at now, and it was in front of him. Espio knocked Rouge's house door,
I hope she's home now.
said
Oh, wait.
Espio. Oh, sorry.
I hope she is home. Yeah, there was no now. Sorry.
Said Espio, and she was. She opened the door just then.
Hello, I'm. Why am I doing British? Hold on. Sorry, I haven't done her in so long. I forgot how to. Wow, give me a sec. I gotta practice with my mic muted. I've lost the. Give me one sec here.
This is I was trying to find a cave bedroom because she's a bat, and then I found a romantic cave
I hope
bedroom.
she. Hello. I might be switching her to British. I'm not gonna lie.
Hello.
If I'm gonna
Imagine Bonnie from Red Dead.
Doing hello in Southern Belle is hard. Like I can do like I'm home.
Yeah, be
But-
like,
Hello.
You can just say
Hello.
hey, howdy.
I'm trying to stay authentic to the source.
That is true.
Material,
We're not trying to
you know?
disrespect the author's original vision.
Hello. I'm home.
Said Rouge, looking always sexy in her tiny baby bra and big cool boobs. SBO thought she looked like the hottest woman in the world that he could see.
It took me a second to catch on to tiny baby bra.
Her tiny baby bra and big cool boobs. SBO thought she looked like the hottest woman in the world that he could see from here.
Where are you taking me on our date tonight?
Whispered Rouge in a sex-filled voice. SBO had thought this one over on the way over so that he could say it right the first time and just get her to do what he wanted, that sex.
Well,
Said SBO.
just let me put on this science hat and we'll begin sex. Dude, the country hillbilly voice fits him so well. Just let me put on this science hat.
Bro.
Dude, calling it a science hat is
Why?
crazy.
I forgot we didn't break this down. Why did they give him the hat? Why does he need the science hat?
So he could have invisible sex.
Why do they want to have invisible sex?
I don't know. Maybe they're doing it in public.
They're doing it in her room. It says they're in her room.
They might be going out in public. I don't know.
Oh, true. Also, what
if the parents come in? That'd be scary.
I also do want to say one thing here. Whenever he says SBO thought she looked like the hottest woman in the world that he could see from here. Is like a really funny sentence. She's like,
you look so hot, but you're the only girl I can see right now, so that might just not be the case.
It's a really.
Let me walk outside real quick, and I'll tell you if you're like the 5th hottest girl.
He got outside and he's like, "You got lucky. All these girls here are busted, but you know what?
Yeah.
I'm still keeping my fucking options open." All right. Now, there's going to be various things that are spelled badly, and I promise I'm doing my best to read this as accurately as written as possible. Rouge looked shocked, but she probably was excited too. SBO could tell, and they both had a erection.
What?
Said Rouge in a shocked voice.
Right here?
SBO said,
"Yes, this hat was made by Tails specifically for our date. It makes it impossible to see and impossible to hear while I'm wearing it."
SBO did a cool face at her because being smart can be cool too, as long as you're not a nerd ass. Rue said,
"Okay, let's go back. Let's go inside."
And gently grabbed SBO's. I forgot they're on the front porch when they're saying this. And gently grabbed SBO's hand, and he pulled it back, and she fell, causing him to fall, and they both together fell onto the grass, where they rolled around in it until they were about in the middle of Rouge's house's front lawn, so there was plenty of room around them for activities.
"No,"
said SBO.
"I want to make sex in you right here."
Said SBO. And SBO put on the invisibility hat so no one could see or hear them, and a whole new world of possibilities were open to them. Were optioned to them, so they could do sex in whatever way they wanted, and it was time to start sex right now. SBO revealed his penis to Rouge, who looked at it. Rouge said,
Cool.
and took out her vagina. SBO's penis was really big from looking at Rouge. Like when he is in church and it's so boring, but you just get a boner.
Dude, that is relatable. That is so
Oh
relatable.
my god. Truest sentence ever. Also, imagine you pull out your wang and she says cool. I'd be like, hell
Let
yeah,
me pull
dude.
out my vagina.
Okay. Well, that's okay. SVO's penis was really big from looking at Rouge, like when he is in church and it's so boring, but you just get a boner anyway. Rouge's vagina looked like a surprise ghost. SVO's penis approached Rouge like a plane flying down at the airport, but instead of it being full of instead of being full but instead of being full of businessmen, it was full of SVO's creamy Italian salad dressing.
Here it comes.
Cried SVO, ramming his mauve Avenger into Rouge's vagina spot.
Dude, the coolest nickname for your penis ever.
This proves my theory that this man has a command of the English language, dude. The most poetic parts of this story are during the sex scenes, as it should be. Here cried SBO, ramming his mauve Avenger into Rouge's vagina spot. Rouge screamed sex noises and SBO messed around with her boobs and face like she was the X-Men video arcade game. SBO slapped his big awesome penis from side to side in her vagina like a hot dog windshield wiper, and Rouge was ripping grass from the lawn.
Her vagina's wide.
Then SVO used his tail to flip her over, in parentheses, he can do this, and put his penis into her butt.
My boy's skipping some steps, dude.
He moved his penis in circles in her butthole like he was building a golf course and digging out the back nine. Rouge was flapping her bat wings like an idiot and not flying because SBO's was holding on to her ass cheeks and pressing into them with his fingers and leaving marks that looked like it said wow when combined with the spot where her butthole is, and that is what she felt because SBO seemed to be a sex professional. Oh god. SBO used his tail to flip her over and did all-star sex things like using his penis like a rolling pin on her face and plugging his penis into her belly button to see how far it would go, and making a balls hurricane with swirling his balls and her balls. Finally, they both got so sexy that SBO's penis ejaculated, and semen came out of it and landed on Rouge, who was lying there on the lawn, but nobody could see them, so it was okay. At that part, SBO screamed,
It's semen time!
and Rouge shouted,
Create a generation in me!
SBO ejaculated semen in space to her vagina, and that was what happened. Now that they were done doing sex, they put their penis and vagina and balls away, and SVO took off the invisibility hat, and it was like nothing happened. But they both know it did because they were there for it.
Bye-bye.
Said SBO, and SBO walked off her property and away to his house and did the rest of his things until school happened the next day. I mean...
I would just like to say that I think I've been doing sex wrong.
I think, you know what? I'm right there
first
with
of all,
you, brother.
I've never used my penis inside of a woman like windshield wipers.
like hot dog
I
windshield wiper.
I haven't made my balls swing around like a hurricane,
Have you made her balls swing
and
around like a hurricane?
unfortunately, no. I think I've also not been talking to real women because none of them have had balls. Uh, I've also never immediately on the very first time been like, "This is a good time to stick it in her butt" with
I'm
no conversation about this whatsoever,
well,
while
how
also then plugging it into her belly button.
plugging it into her belly button to see how far it would go.
Yeah. Um.
Oh, Mila,
I
did you miss that part? Did you miss the belly button part?
Yeah. Oh, here. Can I reread it?
Oh, you go
please?
for it, brother. I got all the glory on that
Uh,
one. This story
he
was my friend's
says,
penis, and I got the glory from it.
yeah, he says like using his penis like a rolling pin on her face and plugging his penis into her belly button to see how far it would go. And then after that, he makes a balls hurricane with their balls.
And later they say what's the phrasing? They put their penis and vagina and balls. So when he's
Uh,
saying there, do they all have penis, balls, and vagina?
Come on. I
I
would say it's
didn't
an average size belly button. We don't got to use words like huge around here.
I didn't even know that we could use it as a rolling pin. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. God damn. There's legitimately every single sex act in this is followed up with the best, and that with like the simile metaphor of all time.
Yeah, dude, digging it out like the back nine is crazy.
That goes crazy hard. Alex,
That
you're not
I
fucking leaving. You're staying here, bud. Bitch ass.
that is insane. And then yelling out it's semen time and her completely reciprocating and saying create a generation in me
Create a
is
generation in me's fucking wild.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Minako, I wasn't going to forget that. This is maybe the best piece of literature ever written. Espio's penis approached Rouge like a plane flying down at the airport, but instead of being full of businessmen, it was full of Espio's creamy Italian salad dressing. This is amazing.
I also love that when he says Espio uses his tail to flip her over, he's like, he can do that, by the way. Canonically, he can do that.
He doesn't want to get the power scaling messed up. He's like, no, he can do it. Don't worry.
Don't worry. He can actually do that.
Also, don't forget that it's cool to be smart if you're not a nerd ass. The problem with this story is there's so many great sentences, but they followed up with something like create a generation in me, and you forget about the little fucking gems that are throughout the story. I personally, I love that at the end it says they walked away like nothing ever happened, but they both know it did because they were there for it. That's an amazing sentence.
I also just love that I accidentally did a stupid ass country accent for quite literally the guy who is most fitting for it.
Yes.
Saying just let me put on this science hat
Yes.
and we will begin sex is like the most that's like I imagine like a stupid ass like hillbilly in the woods with a tinfoil hat on. Like that's what I imagine this character is.
Motherfucker. You picked this moment I heard you do that voice. I was like, that's perfect. That's exactly what that voice needs to be. Also, create a generation is crazy. A lot of us would fold. Yeah. People are like, all right, well, sew this one up.
Dude, if I ever yelled it's semen time and a woman said create a generation in me, I think I'd have to be like, okay, I'm gonna have to marry this person. They're very clearly on the same wavelength.
Also, so from the author's perspective, did he write? He knew that he wanted a sex scene and he wanted it to be outside. So did he have Tails invent the invisibility hat just so they could have sex outside and it would be, and it would count, like, and it'd be a fine to do?
Yeah, he didn't even like. That's like the most like, because like originally their plan was to go inside, but because they tripped and fell, They could not possibly stand back up and go inside to do
No,
it.
no, wait.
So
He wanted to do it outside. That was SBO's whole game. Was he wanted to?
Yeah, but that was after they tripped and fell. Originally, they were walking in to do it, and then they tripped
Oh
and fell. And she's
yeah.
like, "Let's go inside." And he's like, "No, no,
He
no.
was like, wait,
Let's
never
do
mind.
it here.
Never mind. I have a great idea. You're gonna love this.
I've got
one."
this really cool hat."
Also, this is what 5 paragraphs of the best described sex of all time, and
6.
he ends it by saying, "And that is what happened." What a fucking master! You're just going to
Yeah.
write that and then finish that off with SBO ejaculated semen into her vagina, and that's what happened. I mean, actual cinema.
She doobie got like the biggest vagina in history. This dude can just do windshield wipers in there.
And he was making circles in her butt too. Don't forget about that. He
See,
was making
it's
circles in her
so-
butt.
He's got such a way with words, but his knowledge about the world is truly astounding because he's able to make circles and do windshield wipers. Also, I'd like to say it is also very relatable when they were talking about like not wanting to get made fun of. Where he said, where was it?
What are
He
you
said
referring to?
he looked at the computer and read about what to do and what the right words were so he could know how it works and how to say it right so no one would make fun of him. That is
Yeah.
so relatable.
There's okay.
I-
Why is there such an emphasis on the words in relation to sex?
What do you mean?
They multiple times Sonic is like there's an emphasis on like knowing the words for sex.
He's I
What does
don't
that
know if he
mean?
meant I don't know if he meant just the words, but he said how it works and how to say it. So, you know what? I think it's kind of obvious to and sometimes I'm like, man, a poetic genius who's probably like a wise old man wrote this. And then he says stuff like that and I'm like, wow, I remember also being 12 and scared of how penises and vaginas work and being made fun of.
And making sure that you knew the words for them,
Yeah.
so no one laughed at you.
Yeah. Which I mean that happened anyways, but I mean that's just on me.
Oh my god. Here's the thing. The next chapter.
Is this the one with Jim Carrey? Yeah.
Is this?
This was-
Okay, I think I only made enough graphics until the end of chapter 7. No. I did chapter 8 too. Okay, so we have at least 2 more chapters. I mean, I don't have any more images after these next 2 chapters, but if we want to if we can keep reading it and you guys
Not
are
a
chill with
chance.
that. No?
I want the images, dude. The images make it.
All right. You are a storyteller. What can I say? All right. Okay, let's decompress. I have to go pee, so I'm gonna go pee real quick. Al,
Oh,
can
okay, yeah.
you entertain everybody for a second?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, everybody in chat, put some +2s in there. I'll be back. I'm gonna go pee.
Don't put +2s. Ludmilla, we have to have the assets to keep reading. We'll do 7 and 8, which we only have up to 10 anyways. So we'll do 7 and 8, and we'll save 9 and 10 for when we go back and do more. We have to keep dude. Without those little assets, what would we do? I mean, those are like the best part outside of the amazing words. Oh, they're giving him +2s. Why would you do that? I want -2s. Make it -4s. So, you guys waiting for the movie adaptation of Sonic High School, or is it just me?
All right, I saw some +2s and then I see some -2s as well. This is kind of upsetting.
And -4s.
Oh yes, Mila is so true. So we were reading about the research, like talking about this story, the Sonic High School, and we found out that the conclusion to it was reached 2 days ago. So we've got a lot going on.
All right. You ready to hit chapter 7 now?
Let's hit chapter 7. Do you want to read the title for this one? It seems like it's kind of your speed.
Yeah. Dude, I would love to. Chapter 7, Teenage Women. Are you ready for me to start?
Yes, I believe I have everybody in the scene that needs to be here. Yeah, because Sonic isn't here. Yeah.
We had front sex.
Whispered Espio at the people at his lunch table. Espio was at school in the lunchroom, and also was Tails, and Knuckles, and Charmy, Bee, and Vector too.
I ejaculated from my penis and into her body. Bet you haven't done that yet.
They had not done that. Wow, cool. You are the coolest after Sonic, said Tails, who was right there, so he didn't have to shout. It was good not to shout because this was supposed to be a secret. Tails did not hear the whole school talking about Espio's penis and balls like with Sonic's in chapter 1, but in a different way. Parentheses, sex?
Oh, I have to do a new guy with a new voice. Hold on.
Okay,
Hold up.
there really was. There's a fourth wall break. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
He's a crocodile. This character's a crocodile. If you want to help figure out his kind of motivation and stuff.
Yeah, speaking of Sonic, where is that gay bag?
Said Vector, who was the captain of the school's football team. Vector was good at this because he was big and strong and had sharp teeth under his mouth.
Just kidding.
Said Vector's.
Sonic is cool.
I don't know, said Tails to Vector. Where Sonic was somewhere else, trying to find Amy, who was not at lunch. Sonic was knocking on Amy's door at her house.
Are you home?
Said Sonic.
Are you home?
It was like Amy was not home because she was not opening the door. Sonic was worried about Amy because she was his only girlfriend, even if she denied his sex offer. So he ran into the door and barged it down like it was made of nothing. Sonic was now in Amy's house. Amy's sorry. Hold the phone. Okay. Sonic was finally in Amy's house. Amy's house was really pink because that was Amy's color. Sonic looked around Amy's house for Amy, but Sonic could not find anyone. Finally, Sonic went into Amy's bedroom and opened up the door. What Sonic saw next was something he did not expect. Amy was there tied up on her bed with a thing in her mouth, and so she couldn't talk. Sonic did a scream and ran over to Amy, who was looking at his with tears in her eyes. She looked sad and starved like African kids.
Oh my god.
Sonic untied Amy, and she sat up and cried into Sonic's arms.
Aren't you Amy?
Oh, yeah. It was awful, said Amy. He came into my room in the evening and tied me up on his bed and messed up the things in my room. Amy was right. Her room looked messy.
So get it made.
Said Sonic, always thinking about a solution to problems.
Oh, sorry. I was so distracted.
I know.
Who tied you up? Who was it? Be calm, Amy. Calm down and talk to me.
Sonic patted Amy on the back to help her. It was Shadow. I saw him outside his house next door with a machine gun and a sword going in his house to kill his mom. And he saw me. He knew I saw him, so he tied me up like a brigand. Is that a racial slur, chat? Can someone check that? Can I say brigand?
No.
What's brigand?
Brigand is not. It's, dude, a brigand.
Wait.
Isn't a
Hold up.
brigand like a military term for like medieval or something?
Hold up.
People or
I need to
I
read
don't
the
know.
sentence again because it ends incredibly. It was Shadow. I saw him outside his house next door with a machine gun and a sword going in his house to kill his mom, and he saw me. He knew I saw him, and so he tied me up like a brigand. Amy said all of this. Sonic was shocked that Amy said this to him. He remembered now in the other part when Shadow said he was going to kill his mom, but no one thought about it more than once because Shadow was always a bad guy. What they didn't realize was that Shadow was serious.
Okay, was it also said that you would not have sex with me on Sonic Messenger?
Sonic, that's where his mind is at. He finds his
He's like,
girlfriend tied
Shadow
up.
must have said that.
Yeah.
He must have got on her phone
You
and
do
said
want
that.
to fuck me. You do want to fuck me. I knew it. Oh my god. Yes, I did not talk to you then, spoke Amy back to Sonic.
He's amazing. So how do you really feel about it?
Asked Sonic, whose brain was now humming with sex ideas. Shit, I don't know, said Amy, still all worked up. Give me a day right now. Let's get things right. So Sonic and Amy went back to school, where everybody was now beside them. Sonic and Amy saw Espio walking around a lot of other people.
Hey, oh, hold on. Sorry. Hey, here you are.
Said Espio to Sonic and Amy.
I had sex with Rouge last night. Don't not tell everyone.
Said Espio.
Oh, that's right. You did. I almost forgot.
Said Sonic.
Hear that, Amy?
And Amy was like, yup.
You got to tell me all about it later so I know what to do to Amy.
And Sonic said Sonic and then turned around. Sonic heard a sound coming down the hallway where someone was coming. It was a really fat guy that looked so huge to him. The fat guy got closer and closer until they could see who it was. And it was Rouge,
Wow, you are so fat now.
said Espio.
What's that about?
Rouge looked mad and surprised at Espio.
Well, you got me pregnant.
Said Rouge.
Oh my god.
Thought Sonic to himself without saying it with voice.
She is pregnancy fat.
This means she will have a baby. Amy was smiling for real to Rouge. That's so nice. I hope you have a great baby, said Amy. Sonic tried to be a good boyfriend and said,
Hope your baby is cool.
and smiled. Espio looked more than everyone else.
Sorry. So am I gonna be your baby's dad?
Said Espio, worried and excited both.
Better believe it, fag boy.
Said a voice that sounded just like Shadow's. No, wait, fuck, I fucked up the reveal. It's Shadow. Shadow's here now. Oh my god.
Can I go?
Yeah, let's just go right into chapter 8.
Wait.
No, let's,
wait, I didn't realize this was even chapter 8.
No, I know.
Okay,
Let's just go right into chapter 8. Let's just go right into it. Chapter 8. Things change.
Shadow!
Sonic shouted. It was Shadow there.
Surprised to see me?
Said Shadow. We know what you did to your mother, screamed Amy like a crazy man. It was... Shadow cut her off and did not let her finish saying the sentence.
You did not see anything. I am Shadow, and I know how to commit crimes. You think I have not killed a person before? I have.
Shadow crossed his arms and sneered at Amy, looking at her. But, I saw you. Then Amy said,
You saw nothing. I stopped you.
Shadow said, "It doesn't matter. You were on your way inside your house to kill your mom," said Amy. Amy shook around because she was all nervous in her smaller... Wait. Amy shook around because she was all nervous and her smaller than Rouge's but still good boobs wiggled a little, and Sonic thought it was cool to see and he wanted to support her.
I did not kill my mom. I was going into my house to protect her from Dr. Eggman.
Shadow said.
Oh, okay.
Said Sonic. And Sonic and Espio went to class because it started and they were still in the high school hallway. Oh shit, we're not home yet, sorry.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I think I should be a voice actor. Dude.
We gotta do something about him. I understand that
Wait.
you're
Oh
my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, dude. The real star of the show is about to talk. All right.
Wait, sorry. Sonic, and who else leaves the scene? Sonic and Espio leave the scene. I'm sorry. It's just them in the scene now.
Yeah.
He was trying to ship my Ultra Chaos Emerald shards to space so he could collect them in his egg space station.
Said Shadow to Amy in an explaining way. We have to do something about him. I understand that you had a reason to tie me up, but do not kill your mother, responded Amy.
I was only kidding because the other guys were all being too important about themselves, and I do not think that is a good quality for high school students to be. High school students should be nice and caring and not talk about themselves like they are the best, because that will only make us all assholes, which isn't what we should be trying to be.
Shadow said that to Amy, and she understood that he was a good guy and had a reason for tying her up on a bed, even if he had bad times when he was dark and did crimes in the cityscape. They both went to class in different directions, so the conversation ended. Later, after school, Sonic went on Sonic Messenger, and talked to Espio.
Hey, Espio, how are you? Do you know what you're going to do? Oh, God, I'm doing country Sonic now. Golly. Hey, Espio, how are you? Do you know what you're going to do? Holy shit. You know what you're going to do about being for Rouge's baby? I had to go country. I'm sorry.
He said into the computer.
Listen, Sonic, this is hard for me to say.
Said Espio into the computer, which was being sent across the internet to Sonic.
Dude, I shouldn't have read ahead. Holy shit, that got me. I want to get Rouge to get a abortion.
Okay, we really need to clarify to the audience what we just read.
Okay,
because
so he meant abortion, but it's a space abortion. But I kind of thought he was kind of doing like a little like play on words. So like, I want her to get a abortion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like he's kind of getting wacky with it.
It appears the author thinks that an abortion is called abortion. He thinks that it is.
Are you kidding? No. It's
called.
He doesn't think that. We've already established he's a genius, a wise old man that knows all poetic. He clearly was doing a play on words. He separated the A on purpose so it could be a abortion.
But honestly, isn't that what a country guy? Wouldn't he call it abortion? He's like, I'm gonna get abortion. I'm gonna get a abortion this weekend. Like, I mean, he knew. Maybe you kind of tuned into something about his redneck kind of ways.
Maybe me and this author are on the same wavelength. Maybe that's what it is.
Man, that might be the case. Okay, can you read that abortion line again so we can get into the next sentence? Because it's amazing.
I want to get Rouge to get a abortion.
Sonic was upset because Rouge's baby would not survive it. In fact, Rouge's baby would die.
There has to be another way, Espio.
Said Sonic in Sonic Messenger.
But if you really want to do it, that's okay too. because it is your decision, not hers. He didn't say that. I said that. That was something I added.
Because it's your decision what she
Yeah.
does. Sonic is not pro-choice.
He's pro-choice
he's
as long as
pro-
the man's choosing.
He's pro father's choice exclusively. Sonic
Okay.
is so problematic in this.
Okay, let me start back because that was the beginning of his whole thing. So let me get. Wait, no, that was the end. Okay, good, because I want you to help me. I'm going to go to Rouge tomorrow at school and slip her the abortion pill in one of her meals. You help me by distracting her from me.
Said SBO then.
Okay, see you then.
After all that, Sonic just has to say "see you then." Okay, fine. Yeah, sure.
By the
See you
way,
then.
the author has done this a few times, but he will put like C and then U. He
Yeah.
won't spell the words out. He literally will just do like the letters for
Oh my!
like he's
God.
texting someone.
Slip her the abortion pill. Okay, see you then, said Sonic. The next day happened, and Sonic was at lunch. What a sentence. I won the science competition, but you didn't come, Sonic, said Tails in a sad, mad way. I wanted you to come, but I am such a good friend to you, and but you did not, but I won anyway without you. Tails was mad, and Tails was mad at Sonic, which did not usually happen because they were best friends.
Wow, sorry, Tails. I was so busy and I did not know,
said Sonic, trying to make Tails happy again. Kiss my ass, Dick, screamed Tails to Sonic, and flew out of the room with his flying tails.
This is awful.
Wait, Tails didn't leave. Leave the scene, Tails.
Oh, sorry. This is awful,
said Sonic.
He is my best friend.
Sonic knew this was a big problem, but changed his mind to thinking about Rouge and Espio, and then went over to where Rouge was going to get the abortion pill from Espio. Vector was there too, which was weird because he usually was not.
Okay, Espio, are you ready?
Said Sonic only to Espio. Espio shook his head yes.
Okay, well, I had to make sure who I was real quick. Hey, Rouge, how you doing today? How was class? You have lots of homework? I don't know why I'm country again. It just happens. Do you have lots of homework? What are you eating for lunch?
Sonic said to Rouge to distract her from Espio. Looks like Sonic did it perfectly because while he was asking these things, Espio put the abortion pill in Rouge's salad. Rouge ate salads because she's thin. Rouge answered the questions.
I thought she was a fat bitch. What happened?
She's pregnancy fat. She's pregnancy fat.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
Rouge answered the questions, but no one was paying attention because they were now glad it was done.
Oh, what is this?
Said Rouge, suddenly looking like a shocked woman.
What? What is wrong?
Asked Espio. He was worrying that Rouge found the abortion pill in her salad and was looking at it.
I think I'm having my baby. Here it comes.
Rouge said this before she can even eat the abortion pill, so everyone knew the baby was coming for real. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Said all of them together, but Rouge. What? Oh, all of them said it besides Rouge. Rouge laid down on the ground and they put a curtain around her so no one could really see what was going on because it was going to be gross. They could
Someone just have a curtain on standby?
They could see a baby. Hold the phone. They could start to see a baby come out of her butt and it was crying a lot. Everyone wanted the baby to shut up already because they were just trying to have lunch. But now there's a baby coming out in the lunchroom in high school. Miss Lesson, who is also the school nurse, said,
Get out of my way, kids. I have to help this baby get out of Rouge. Babies are too weak to do this by themselves.
Miss Lesson went behind the curtain and helped pull the baby out of Rouge's butt, and it was still crying. Could you believe it? Rouge was exhausted from her baby, but Miss Lesson was not. Miss Lesson held the baby in her hands while it was still crying and held it out to everyone.
Look
Said Miss Lesson. Rouge's baby was red and had long hair and big white fists. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, Seth. We don't even have everything highlighted in this next one.
Yeah, because I only made enough graphics for this.
Yeah, I know.
Up
That's
to
what I was
this
saying.
one.
We couldn't really continue anyways because it'd be an absolute nightmare to try.
I mean, I could make it, you know. I could do it real quick.
We'll just have to continue this another time. To be fair, we've been going on with this for 2 hours.
Just about 2 hours, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Oh
that's
my
good. But I do. I mean,
God.
there's so much to talk about in this one. I mean, really, like
This is. There's so much.
I mean, from the very beginning. I mean, yeah. Shadow, what a plot twist. We all thought he was going to kill his mom like he said he would. And then all of a sudden he was trying to protect her from Dr. Eggman.
Okay, wait.
The Dr. Eggman.
I'm loving that. So I don't know fuck about Sonic or what the hell this author's trying to get across. But you see, chat has a theory that SVO got cucked and that Knuckles is the daddy. You see this red long hair and big white fists?
Wait, hold on a second. Show me
Dude.
pull up a scene with all the characters so I can see. Point them out to me.
Well,
I gotta see
Well,
this.
Shadow isn't in the scene, but Knuckles is indeed red.
Okay, but it doesn't matter what Shadow looks like. I know what he looks like. He's black. He's like a normal person, but darker.
He's like a normal person, but darker. But
That's
the
what they
baby,
said
but the
in
baby
chapter
came out
2.
with red and long hair and big white fists. Does that look
Oh,
like anyone else?
Who is who?
This is Knuckles.
Who is? I know who Knuckles is. Who are the pregnant lady has the
this is
wings?
SBO. This is country SBO.
Oh no,
Dude.
no!
Dude, he's cucked.
Oh,
He got cucked, man.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah.
Also- Also, did you notice earlier? Whenever they said that Vector was here, but he usually isn't.
Yeah.
That was kind of strange, wasn't it? I was wondering
Yeah.
why Vector was here. He's usually not.
Have you read past this, Seth?
Yeah, no, I did. I've read. I've skimmed through a lot of this.
Oh no! No spoilers, okay? This has been a wild ride from start to finish. I'm fully on. I'm. First of all, she had a baby within 24 hours.
She
had a big old
had the
butt
baby.
baby. She became fat as fuck. And in 12 hours, she became fat as fuck. And then in the next 12 hours, she had a fucking butt baby.
She had a butt baby.
Big old butt baby. Oh my God. Knuckles was wearing the invisible hat too. And he was there the whole time. And then, oh my God.
But wait. So Dahlia, but in the writing, it is said that it is SBO who's doing it. They say that SBO is doing it. So
Doing what?
Doing the sex.
Oh, well, yeah. But what if Knuckles was doing it at the same time? And then it was a race against the seeds. I don't know. I have some things I'm curious about, but the lore of this world isn't. For example, her butt, where the baby came from, he put it in there, and she didn't scream out in pain at all. Meaning she could have been used to it. Meaning Knuckles could have been giving her butt babies for a while.
Wait, I'm also So in this universe, they do have vaginas and also butts, but the baby comes from the butt, though. There could be Loaf, chill out. A second hat? No fucking way. There was a second
Okay.
hat the whole time.
There's either a second hat, but I don't know. I am concerned with how easily she took the butt stuff. I mean, this world just might be like that. I don't know.
This is
But-
fucking. I am glad to
but-
know. I'm really glad to know that in this universe, babies are too weak to pull themselves out of their mom's butts. I'm glad
Loaf,
that is consistent.
I think you meant 12,000-year-old, like a sage who's lived throughout time.
An interdimensional being. Oh my god. I'm so caught up that he.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Ludmilla. It could be that Rouge is a player because dude, her butt, there was no foreplay at all. He went straight into that butt and she was like, this is cool. She acted like a professional. She seemed like she knew what she was doing.
He fucked her in the butt.
She was ripping out grass while he was doing it. That's how good she is at it. She was focusing on the grass.
Wait. What if so maybe the invisibility hat made him infertile. And that's why he didn't get her pregnant. Because the invisibility hat fucked up his cums. His cums would have been invisible too, right?
Yeah, but invisible doesn't mean they're not there.
But we don't know that yet. There's a lot of space in her butt too.
Yeah. She'd been practicing. There'd been some gaping going on before.
This is fucking. Also, isn't it so quaint that this whole story started off with him in a haunted house with mummies and ghosts, and now we're caught up in a teenage pregnancy scandal?
Teenage women.
Teenage. They titled the fucking. It was so white because she's preggers.
Where are all her babies at? Have they been slipping her abortion pills?
This chapter was just called "Things Change." Yup, you could say that. Things
I also like
change.
the idea that he was like, "Oh God, I can see the baby. I can't give her an abortion pill no more." Like the idea was that like she's like, if she had gone into labor but the baby wasn't out just yet, he could have slipped the abortion pill in there and still got rid of it.
Yeah.
Like it would have just disappeared. She wouldn't have been fat anymore. Baby would have just poof gone.
Also, the whole chapter started off with Sonic and Shadow proving that he didn't kill his mom, and Amy's like, "I saw you kill your mom," and he goes, "No, I didn't," and Sonic goes, "Okay," and then goes to math class. Like, what the?
Did you like how I voiced the
Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
So casual. Yeah, I did my best.
Oh my god. Why is Vector the author draws a specific point that Vector isn't usually there, but he is now. Maybe Vector is also clapping those motherfucking cheeks.
Was Vector in 8 or 9?
Sorry?
Or 8? Oh, he was in. Was he in 8 then?
Yeah, he was
Chapter
an 8. He also is the one that called Sonic gay and then said, "I'm just kidding around. He's not gay." Do you remember that?
Oh,
When he
yeah,
called
where was
Sonic
that?
gay?
was that in chapter 7 or 8?
Dude, I can't keep it straight, man.
I don't know. I just remember
No,
doing the
chapter
British
7
version.
was whenever Sonic showed up, because that one that's chapter 7, teenage women.
Uh-huh.
There's 25 chapters of this, man.
That sounds like we have about 2 more streams at least to do to finish this.
And
up.
I have a lot more JPEGs to download.
Well, thankfully, a lot of these seem reusable.
I
mean, it is Sonic High School. It should take place more in school.
I'm really wondering. Well, oh yeah, I mean, there was that one in the second chapter. Remember, there's a fucking portal and a crystal remote. I was like, I'm not making that shit. Fuck that, dude. We're looking at this screen for a while. This is amazing. This is so great.
You picked a great picture for Amy being tied up, by the way.
Oh, whenever I heard that she was set up and I heard that Rouge was pregnant, I said, I'm not going to have a hard time finding these pictures at all. I don't think it's going to be hard for me to find pictures of Amy tied up
I'm gonna
and
be honest.
Rouge pregnant.
I was so busy on the script I could barely look. Can I see a picture of Rouge pregnant again? I haven't
Oh,
seen
yeah,
that.
yeah. She's right here.
Oh, that's what she looks like pregnant?
Yes. Yeah.
Can we get a zoom in?
Yeah, here, let me go to a previous scene. Yeah, here she is.
Oh, nice.
This is pregnant Rouge, and that's Shadow over there, as you can tell.
It looks like she's holding a basketball.
It looks like She's.
Oh, she
Yeah.
do have some fat tits. What the hell?
Oh yeah, do you remember that what happened whenever Amy was freaking out and Sonic thought to himself her boobs are smaller than Amy's or smaller than
No,
Rouge's?
bigger than. Yeah.
That was
'Cause
pretty.
he
That
was
was pretty neat.
is like Rouge has bigger boobies, but Amy's are still cool.
Yeah, he
Also,
called them cool.
also calling her bra a tiny baby bra is still so fucking funny. It's insane.
Tied up Amy. It's so.
If I ever come across a super flat chested girl, I'm gonna be like, oh, you got a tiny little baby bra? I'm gonna see what they say. Tiny little baby bra, huh?
Tiny little baby bra and her big cool boobs. God damn. This is actually like kind of cinema. This is kind of like Sonic Euphoria, dude.
I should be a voice actor. I think I've got what it takes.
You might need to be, man. I just spilled my fucking drink all over my desk.
You're so excited about my future voice acting profession that you knocked over your drink.
Oh god, I need a towel. I'm using the green screen.
Oh, you can't do that.
The similes are really terrific, Monaco. The author uses poetic language in a very I mean just
Yeah.
surgical precision.
And then I love that he's so good at those, but then it comes to things like, okay, see you then. And he's like, see you then.
Oh, remember when we also had a complete fourth wall break?
Yeah, he's done that a couple times.
This author kind of has some
Refer to
balls.
chapter 1.
All right, students, turn your pages back to chapter 1.
This should be studied in school, along with Mice of Men.
I mean, they kind of are, they're playing with some similar themes, I would say.
Yeah.
God damn, Sonic motherfucking High School, dude. What a show! What a
You
a
don't know how
program.
hard it is for me to bounce between the 17 different voices I've got to do for this.
And that's why I'm doing the narration, because I knew that you would excel at the characters.
I'm getting so jumbled up. The country accent really wants to take over everything.
Love said it upset me to know that SPO used the tail trick just to end up cucked. He used the tail trick that he can do.
Dude.
He can do that.
He can do it. He can
do
flip
that.
her over with his tail. He can do that, and it still wasn't enough.
You're in bed with your sweetheart and you flip her over. You go, I can do that.
I also really love the fact that he's like, Sonic is like, it's your decision if you want her to get an abortion.
That was
And
Sonic is really problematic in this fucking story. He's really problematic.
He is definitely what the feminists were fighting against.
He's a
And
definite men going our own way kind of guy.
yeah. He's a traditional male in every sense of the word.
He's like neo-traditional. He's like Paleolithic levels of traditional, man.
He's kind of like my
just-
spirit.
He's
You know?
always
We share the
thinking.
same vibe.
He's always thinking about sex. Always. He finds his girlfriend tied up and is like, "So was that not you? Whatever
That
you said
wasn't
you didn't
when
want
you
to fuck
said
me.
you
That
didn't wanna- Yeah.
that wasn't you, right? That was the guy that
And then
broke
she's
in
like,
and
no,
tied you
that
up."
wasn't me. That was Shadow, who was about to kill his parents. And he's like, so like, how do you feel about it though? Like, you do want to fuck Ben, or like, what's the deal? She's like, we can talk about that later.
She's like, she puts up. She's too good for him, honestly. She's like, just give me a day and I'll think about it. Instead of being like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She's like, fucking give me a little bit. I'll tell you what's up. Sonic doesn't deserve her, frankly.
Yeah, just let me think of it, and I'll get back to you. Just let's deal with this whole Shadow machine gun thing.
Yeah, and then they just go back to school. That happens. That happens, and they go right back to school.
Are there authorities in this world that can handle someone shooting their mom with a machine gun?
I
or-
mean, fucking. We don't know much about the adults. All I know is that Miss Lesson, who is inexplicably the nurse and the teacher, that's the only, and the lunch lady, who's of course the famous lunch lady, who's deaf because she lost her hearing in an earthquake when she was a child.
Also, I was thinking because he said, like Miss Lesson picked the baby up with her hands, and I was like, is he about to do like a Lion King type thing? Like, that's where I thought it was going with that. Like
Also,
he was about to be like, "This is your kingdom."
we've brushed over it, but Miss Lesson is the funniest fucking name I've ever heard.
I didn't even bother giving her an authentic voice. Her and Sonic are pretty close together.
Miss Miss Lesson, Doctor Principal, Mister School, fucking Fireman Hose. Like, I mean, it's the names are amazing. No, Sonic's mom is not very fucking. No, she's a pretty bad mom. She encourages her
Come
son
on, hold on.
to what?
She did say when he left for school, "You will regret
She
this."
did say you will regret this.
She was giving valuable advice
She
or
said-
threats. I'm
she
not
said
sure.
you'll regret this in response to him not eating breakfast. He didn't eat
You will
breakfast.
regret this.
And she was
She
like,
also said like she wasn't like, "Oh, you'll regret that." She was like, "You will regret this." Like it was an affront. Like it honestly was very intimidating. If your dad ever like you walked out the door and he's like, "You're gonna regret this," you'd be like, "What the fuck, dude? Holy shit!
also, wait,
He's gonna kill me."
Balketh, what do you mean you don't understand how time passes in this story? There's a very good indicator of it time passing right here where she says, in chapter 6 at the end, bye bye said SBO, and SBO walked off her property and away to his house and did the rest of the things until school happened the next day. I mean nothing happened. He did the things that he does until he did the rest of his things until
And
school
that
happened.
day, he
next
told Sonic all about them having sex. So the very next day, and
And
then Sonic was
what
like,
kind of sex?
"Where the hell is Amy at?"
What kind of sex?
What do you? I don't remember.
They
what
had
he said.
front sex.
Front sex.
They,
Yes,
they
that's
had
right.
sex in the front. When actually he did have sex in the back. He had.
And then
sex.
Sonic had to go check on Amy because Amy was not there. And then he knocked on her door, and instead of being like maybe she's asleep or something, he's like, "I'm gonna kick this fucking door down.
I'm gonna
I'm
break
gonna
into
see."
her house.
Yeah.
Who also?
And then
Amy lives by herself for some reason. Her parents aren't there either. It's just Amy in a house tied up by herself.
yeah, and then she was tied up, and then they went back to school. When in that time, Shadow showed up, and they confronted Shadow. And then, was there another day? Did they come back the next day, and that's when they found out
No,
the abortion pill idea?
No. Yeah, okay, so it was they had sex. Next day happened. He told everybody. Sonic saved Amy. They came back. Then Sonic got home, and then he talked to SBO
Yes, to the
about the abortion
Messenger
pill
app.
on Sonic Messenger, not Messenger, Messenger. And then they went to school
Yes.
the next day, and they were nervous because they had to do the abortion trick. Because Sonic
Yes.
Sonic tricked Rouge so SBO could force an abortion on her.
I just want to know how old this person is. That any of this, like, at one point he has to be doing this for comedic relief, or he's either 5 years old, because no 12-year-old would be like, "What? Why are you so fucking fat?" to his girlfriend. Like I think any 12-year-old can reasonably go, "I don't think I'm gonna have a girlfriend if I ask her why the fuck she's so fucking fat."
Also,
Like
wait,
that would be insane.
Loaf just made an incredibly insightful comment. The fortune did not specify what friend.
Yeah, but how's he getting glory though? I still don't understand where the glory comes from.
I don't know. It did. Listen, we don't have all the pieces yet, man. We don't have the pieces yet. We're trying to
You're right.
understand it.
You know what? You're right. So I'm just impatient, you know? You can't read a book in a day, all right? I gotta give this time.
And Leo, keep up. Shadow went into Amy's house to tie her up because Shadow was walking into his mom's house with a machine gun and a sword.
And Amy saw him.
Yeah, so he tied her up.
And he saw Amy see him, so he had to tie her up.
Yes. And he did miss the science fair. Balketh is right as well. He did.
Wait. Hold up, though. Hold up. There's a flaw here. if Eggman
right.
was the one that was trying to kill his mother and he was trying to protect her, why did he stop going to protect his mother to tie up Amy? Did she saw like what exactly
No, because
was the thought process
he had
there?
already protected her, and he was like, "Listen, it's gonna take too long to explain to Amy what happened because she's, as we know, she's got
So
a
I'm
great
gonna
body
tie
but
her
not
up
a good brain.
until
I'm gonna tie her up forever until the next day at school. Then I can probably explain it.
Then I can explain it when everyone's there. I don't want to
I
tell
can
it
I can
multiple
literally
times.
explain it in a paragraph, and Sonic will understand immediately and go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Everyone, plus, you know, it's like you don't want to tell everyone, you don't have to repeat yourself. Everyone keeps asking, why I tied up Amy? Why I tied up Amy? Why I had a machine gun in my house?
And also,
You want to get it all out there at once. I get it.
why did I do feel Tails has been nothing but good to Sonic, and Sonic did miss his friend Science Fair.
Leo, come on. You got to focus up. Hurricane Balls
Bro,
was forever ago.
bro, listen.
You got to get up and catch up, all right?
He tied her up, yeah, and he responded to Sonic's message while he was there. I understood the app, but I didn't realize that he did tie her up and was like, this would be so funny.
he stopped Eggman from killing his mom, tied up Amy because she saw him and he thought, I don't want to deal with this right now, so I'm gonna tie her up. And then as he was tying her up, he saw a message from Sonic asking if she wanted to fuck, and he was like, well, I guess I could reply. And then sent back,
funny.
nah, no thanks, fam.
Nope.
And then left.
I'm beginning to think the author has some fetishes that he doesn't understand.
I'm beginning to think that he's schizophrenic and his mind is not 100%.
Amy has been tied up twice already, and there's been invisible sex on the lawn. Sonic loves thinking about sex. I think Sonic, is kind of a CNC kind of guy.
Real quick, I just realized this. If I said, how do I have sex with someone without getting in trouble, and you handed me a device that would let me be invisible, don't you think you'd be a little worried what I might do with said device?
It is kind of fucked up that Tails was like, oh, you want to fuck somebody? Here's the invisibility hat. Like, no problem.
Yeah.
You're going to love this.
Yeah.
And it also
He's like,
makes,
oh,
it also makes
you
the other
can't just
person
ask
invisible.
her. Yeah, well, if you choose to. You choose if you want them to see you or not, I think is what it said. So realistically, he could pull off one of those fucking weird I'm invisible time stop type things, you know what I mean?
A real
what would you do?
a real SONE 182 type of situation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like a real what would you do if you could stop time? Like, you know what I mean? The stupid fucking middle schooler questions.
I'd
They're
buy
like, what would you
Bitcoin
do
probably.
if you go
That's what I would do
invisible?
personally.
I would do that if I could go back in time. I can stop time. I'll still be poor. Can't buy a Bitcoin.
Bro, time is money type shit. What is sleep,
Oh,
bro? I
part
don't
2
know.
will
We
definitely be
hustlers.
next week.
Part 2 is we're never playing Minecraft ever again. We need to finish this.
Yeah. This is priority.
This is I'm not kidding you. I think Adult Swim needs to animate this into a limited series.
If they could get away with it by renaming some of the characters and changing some of the designs a bit.
Leo, you are very right. There's a lot of morally gray areas covered. Honestly,
morally gray. I think they might be a little less gray and a little more just straight up black. They're dark ass areas.
The author it's kind of, the text is kind of like postmodern in a way where we don't necessarily have good guys or bad guys. The people are just people in this story. Sonic, yeah, he did save the day in chapters 3 and 1 and 2, but he also has problematic views on women and problematic views on all kinds of stuff. And I mean, even Espio, he was nice and was trying to figure out the correct ways to say the sex word so that he wouldn't get laughed at, and we empathize with him. But then Espio, kind of tries to force an abortion onto Rouge. So every character in this is flawed, and they have their own motivations.
Yeah.
But we are not told how to think about it. It's up to us how to feel about what the character's actions are.
Delia, what do you mean? Does SBO have an ability to go invisible already or something? Is he just naturally born with that ability?
He is a chameleon. He's a chameleon.
That is he?
He's a chameleon.
That's fucking hilarious. They're like, SBO, I've got a great way for you to be able to pull this off, buddy.
But no. What? The baby doesn't necessarily need to be Knuckles. Because if it is actually SBO's baby, he could be using his chameleon abilities to become red.
Yeah, but what was the lady holding him red or something? Like, what was red around him?
He was red. The baby was red.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. Chameleons will usually color into their surroundings outside of their standard color.
Yeah, but like, I just don't want to believe that SBO genuinely, who is the most likable character in the story?
If I had the money to animate this, you best believe I would.
I would love for this to be animated. Get fucking what's the guys that did AOT and Chainsaw Man? What's that company called? Mappa. We need Mappa. The butt blood. It was the butt blood was red, bro.
I'm surprised he didn't say anything about how poopy or anything the baby was. Because I feel like that would be like something that he would put in there, but he didn't. I feel like I know the author, but then he does unexpected things and he leaves out things that I would expect, you know?
And he puts in things that I would have never thought to write.
Hashtag SBO deserved better.
His penis was like a plane, but instead of being full of businessmen. I mean,
yeah, it was full of his fucking hot salad dressing cum or whatever it said.
Honestly, yeah. Shadow is kind of the best because SB is like kind of chill, but then he did try and force an abortion on a woman, which is probably not correct. But
I'm not sure I believe that Shadow is chill.
Shadow, I mean, but we haven't. Listen, we thought that he was evil because Amy was being.
It's a double
crazy.
Play, dude. He's trying to trick you twice.
He could be lying.
Why else would he tie up Amy and message Sonic on Sonic
message Sonic for actually no reason?
For no reason.
For actually
other than to troll him.
That would be awesome if Mila did write this. It came out in 2000. This was published in 2008, so Mila was like, I don't know.
Wait. So we should be seeing, like, once we start getting to later chapters, we should be seeing better English comprehension and better storytelling, right?
Okay. On that note, I looked at one of the later chapters has a author's note, and the author's note is not anywhere near well written. So I think this guy just didn't bother to improve on his writing.
So he is ESL for sure. Almost guaranteed.
But if English was your second fucking language, how could you write the fucking sentence, your glory begins at the base of your friend's penis?
Okay, I understand.
I mean this sincerely. I've never written anything that powerful in my life. That is a powerful sentence. But if this went on
for 16 years, he's in his 20s by now, at least.
The conclusion came out in 2025 or 2025.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bro.
It's like 16 years. He should be like, his writing should have upgraded a little bit if he's not ESL. If he's ESL, then it makes sense. There's a song in the later chapter.
Also,
which character sings it, and am I gonna suffer? Probably.
I hope to God it's Shadow. I hope to God it's Shadow. That'd be amazing. If there is a chance the author could be 30 now, I think there's 100% chance that he's 30 now. But also.
And he probably, if his writing still hasn't got better and he's still talking about butthole babies and cummy wummies coming out of the tummies and shit, he's probably going to be like, I don't know what we expect from this 30-year-old in society, aside from great writing.
even if you're 12 years old, you know that babies don't come from butts, right?
I knew when I was like 6 that babies didn't come out of butts. All right. There's no way he's 12 and doesn't know that babies don't come out of butts.
Oh my.
It's not possible. Although I will say, in 12th grade, there was a girl that still believed in Santa Claus, and we all bullied her for it.
That's pretty chill, though. That's pretty chill.
We kept saying Santa Claus isn't real, and she'd go. "Ooh." So I kind of like it's possible, but still, it'd be unhinged.
This is actually really, really terrific. I love this. I love this.
Tails sings the song, dude. Seth, you got it,
go. Honey, are you coming to bed now? I'm finishing this chapter. he's writing with quill and paper. His kid is like trying to go to bed. He's like, I must read my child my bedtime story.
Hold on, dear. I'm finishing up my masterpiece, the final chapter.
He flicks his obviously his strand of black hair over his eye. He's light Yagami. He's light Yagami.
He puts down the book. He goes to tuck his daughter into bed.
Daddy, where do babies come from? They come out of the butt.
Walks to bed.
Don't
with
let
his
anyone
wife.
tell you otherwise. They come from the butt.
Daddy, how did you get here? My glory began at the base of my friend's penis.
He was watching his wife give birth to his daughter, and he was like, "Wait, what the fuck? No, wait, you got 2 butts?" And she was like, "No."
Where are your balls?
He's shocked. Like, what?
I've never had a ball hurricane in real life. You one of those rare women without balls?
Bro, I'm fucking over here. Ball hurricane. I forgot. Yeah, ball hurricane was a pretty terrific sentence as well. Yeah, this is really, really great. This was really, really great. And
I had a fun time.
And we all have Mila to thank for this. This is all Mila's fault.
If you guys would like to see a series of me and Seth reading horrible ESL fan fictions, and you guys are capable of finding some, send them our way. Because we're definitely finishing this one. But if you find more that are like this with horribly broken English and very clearly a god at writing funny words, then send them our way.
I mean, like, I legit re-listened to 3 chapters, and I did not think that it was going to go in this direction at all. And God forbid, I have absolutely no idea where it's gonna go next.
This wasn't our best stream in terms of analytics, I don't think, but I think it is like our second best.
It's pretty good.
We had decent viewage without many people leaving. I think our watch through rate for this one's pretty good.
The important thing is that you guys were popping off in chat, and
Also,
that felt great.
Why'd he spell erections instead of erections? Why was there an N on that?
I don't know why. That was a weird little spelling capacity too there.
Oh my god, I just saw the chapter title for chapter 9 because you have it highlighted pink.
Oh,
right now.
yeah. A bunch of
I didn't read
babies. Oh my god.
I can't read anymore. I need to click out of this so that I don't spoil myself.
I know. I don't. I mean, I feel kind of bad that I have to like skim through it so that way I can like get the assets for what to read next. But like, you know, there's certain things I did not see coming.
I was accidentally like, because like my brain moves faster than my mouth. So like when I read, I can see the words up ahead and understand it. You know what I mean? And so I would spoil myself and I'd start laughing before I could finish the fucking part I was on. I was really doing it to me.
I just remember there's that one part where you read your next sentence and then realized what you're about to say and you're like, oh my god. Also, if I recall correctly, I don't think the author uses homophobic slurs anymore. So I think somewhere along the process of writing this, he had a real change of heart.
Oh. He's no longer slurs?
Guys, you're thinking of the phrase bunch of babies too literally. He could be referring to the people at the high school as to being a bunch of babies. because they're so
That
sensitive
is
and
very true.
it's guys, it's there's levels to this shit, man. There's levels to this motherfucking shit.
That is very, very true.
Oh my god. He really was sneaking abortion pills. Are we standing shadow?
On one monitor, you look normal, but on my main monitor, you're like redder.
I know. Well, I just pulled up I realized that my lighting was all fucked up, so I put up a white screen to give myself some more lighting.
Well, no, it's my computer. I have an HDR monitor as my main one, and
yes.
I don't know which one is the real color.
Okay, wait, hold up. Balketh said there could be a cloning machine. You're thinking with fucking portals, buddy. I mean that the story could absolutely introduce a cloning machine, and it wouldn't surprise me at all. Yes, that's what I'm saying,
Delia,
Lope.
do
I
you
know that's
still
right. Yes, sir.
do you still find Shadow attractive even with a Michael Jackson voice, Delia?
Here, you
Is he
feel
still
this?
one of your
I
husbands,
got a pee-pee.
even if he has a Michael Jackson voice? Does your love for him know no bounds? Oopsies, turned off my monitor. That's beautiful. That is a pure love. Oh no. Yeah, I love him no matter what. Yeah. Seth.
Yeah.
Delia said she loves Shadow no matter what, even if he has a Michael Jackson voice.
She loves him for his body, not for his brains. I mean, what can I say? I mean, just like a role model.
Yes. Delia's the fastest I know. She's faster than anyone. She's Delia.
I do. There's so many incredible. There's so much great moments in this. I mean, even like in the very first, or maybe it's the second page. Where is this? I love it. Let's see if I can find it. On the second page, when Miss Lesson grabs Sonic journal, he says Sonic knew it was his because it looked like his journal. It isn't like that. That's on page 2. I was like, we're in for a fucking treat. If this is the level of prose we're working with. Okay. Al.
Yeah.
I just saw a sentence later. I scrolled down. I saw a sentence. I'm not gonna. Is it okay if I give you a little peek beyond the veil of what's to come?
Yeah.
I don't remember what it said. All I know is that at some point, Rouge's baby has dialogue.
Oh, that is beautiful. Am I voicing that one as well?
You're voicing everybody beside Tails and Amy. Because this whole series has been a ploy for me to do sex with you with our voices. And I think the two most likely people to have sex are Sonic and Tails and Sonic and Amy. And so I'm covering Amy and Tails. So that way we can have vocal sex together.
All you got to do is message me on Sonic Messenger.
True. On Sonic, sorry,
ask me.
what was that? Sonic Messenger.
Yeah.
Also, Lucario Gamer, that message is getting pinned. That's the biggest plus 2 of the evening. That shit is the funniest thing I've ever seen. If you don't love him at his cringe, you don't deserve him at his edgy. Motherfucking, I know that's fucking right.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad we did this.
This was great. This was great. Everyone say thank you, Mila, in chat, because she's the one that put
I
us onto
think
this, and it was a bunch of fun.
I think it's time that we put an end to this stream. But before that, I want to say once again that if you guys haven't checked out Pontiff
Oh yes.
on YouTube and Twitter, he's a clipper, and they make clips for predominantly their talent they normally clip, which would be Ari from FaZe, but they also clip Ludmilla and Delia and Ari and Kay and even me and Seth. So go check them out and thank Ludmilla for the script that she found, because it's an amazing one. And if you have any more, make sure to send them our way. And make sure to watch some of Pontiff's clips if you enjoy VTuber clips and you're not able to make it to all the streams, because he's got some banger ones on there.
Give Pontiff some love. Give Mila some love. Give Delia some love. Give all the NTV verse, the NTV cinema, the NTVCU, the Namesu Virtual Cinematic Universe. Give them all some love.
Give Rouge's abortion baby some love. It's gonna need it.
My camera died.
Yeah, I know. I saw you sitting still. But make sure to check out everything, especially Pontiff. Great person that clips a lot, and I appreciate it. So I am going to push that motherfucker's content. All right.
Love everybody
I'm
besides
going to-
Sonic. He's very problematic.
No, you can love Sonic too. Don't judge Sonic by his parts, but by his whole. Not his like whole, like in his body, but like as a whole.
You sicko, you. Perhaps we do this same time next week, same time.
I'm fine with that.
Because
Same
I'm
time.
gonna have to make some. Actually, let me make sure I'm actually free on Saturday. I want to make sure that I don't make promises I can't keep type shit. You know what I'm saying? That should be cool next Saturday. Although the Saturday after next, I won't be able to. I don't know. We'll figure that out. That's 2 weeks from now, but yeah, we'll do the same time next week. We'll try and get as far through as we can.
Thank you guys for coming and watching. It's a lot more fun when we have you fellas to chat with. All right.
I love all you guys. I would give you guys all. I might give you guys all big old kisses. If I see you, I'll put on some red lipstick and I'll give you a big sloppy kiss on the cheek. You can walk around and tell you that a cute girl kissed you.
I'm not quite a gay asshole like him.
So true, Backless. So true. We love Sonic for his body, not for his brain.
Yes, he's fast.
What's gonna be fucked up is I'm gonna start saying like a person but darker colored, and then people are gonna be like, "What the fuck did you just say?" And I'm gonna be like, "No, it's a reference to a Sonic fan fiction," and they're gonna be like, "You still can't say that. I don't know what to tell you." Oh my word. Lope is spitting, bro. Zeph, let's go. All right, guys. We're gonna end it.
Yep.
You wanna come over to my place,
do
buddy? We can make out. And I can give sex to you.
You live like an hour away.
I can give sex
Maybe-
on you.
Dude, plus your girlfriend's home and I don't have an invisible hat.
She's been sleeping this entire time. I don't know how she's been sleeping through us crying.
I don't
laughing,
want to be with
screaming.
anyone whose butthole isn't big enough for me to do circles in.
Dude, so true. That's what I've been saying for fucking years. It didn't make any sense till now, but you know what I'm saying.
Damn, that girl was so good. You could do circles in her butthole. That's what they say on the streets. That's code for being cool. All right. I'm out of
So
this
wait,
bitch.
is the music happening on stream?
I don't know. I don't have audio going.
Damn, you guys are gonna have front sex. Yes, sir. I know that's right. Yes, sir. I think YouTube stopped that comment from coming through.
Wait, what?
Delia, I can see in the chat on the actual on OBS it says OMG you guys are gonna have front sex, but on my chat in OBS it doesn't show up.
Dude, you're right. It's not in there.
I think it got modded. Hold up, wait, Deli isn't modded. Deli is modded. So hopefully she can say stuff like sex.
Yeah, try it again, Delia. Run it back.
Yeah, just put sex, and also probably some addresses too. Fuck yes. Music is great, yes sir. YouTube hated that. Boom. Not in this house, bro.
Don't let them censor you, Delia.
True.
You are more powerful than they are.
Yo, we can put people on timeouts. This is fucking hype. I'm gonna
You didn't know that?
I'm gonna time you out. Can you put something in chat?
You can time me. You should be able to see in
I'm
chat.
gonna time Zach out.
Click the
next
3
time he
dots up top.
joins.
No, click up the 3 dots on the very top and see if
Uh-huh.
there's participants.
I don't see you in here.
Oh, that's crazy because I'm watching, so it's not telling you all the participants for some reason.
Wow. Interesting. All right, y'all. Are we going to bed? Good night, y'all. Going to bed.
Bye,
Good night.
y'all.
Good night, y'all. Going to bed.